Art of Warcraft. This is Sinan with the WoW Dungeon, and this is going to be continuing my part 2 of 2 series, I guess, for how to kite rogues. And in this part, it's going to be pretty much how to kill them and how to avoid their damage. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. One thing to note is that I have been playing Marks for my entire career as a hunter, and 2 days ago I switched to survival. So this is very new for me, and I'm still a little uncomfortable with it, so just keep that in mind. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are at the duel in nice sunny Durator. Just a few quick things before we start. I like to not sit in camouflage and on top of flare and traps when I duel rogues. I find it very cheap and annoying. Obviously in arena, anything goes, so I'll use all of my tools when I'm in arena and it's more competitive. But in a BG, you're not going to have that luxury. You might not have the luxury of not, being able to sit and flare and you see the rogue and you're like, ha ha ha, stupid rogue, you can't get me. You're not going to have that. You're going to be like wandering around pew-pewing somebody, and then all of a sudden the rogue's going to come up to you. So this is kind of for that. This is for in that moment where you're out in the world and you get opened on a rogue, what to do. So keep that in mind. So here I am, sunny Durator. It's a nice day. There's people fighting. Crows and birds are about. I'm with my pet anchovy. Just having a nice, really nice time, really. Just kind of just hanging out. When all of a sudden, boom! I get opened on, and what do? The second I get opened on, I just pop Roar Sacrifice. That's like the best thing that you can do in that moment is pop Roar Sacrifice, especially if he hasn't popped cooldowns. You pop Roar Sacrifice, prevents him from critically striking you, which is a big asset to rogues, and it's going to prevent a lot of damage. So he sits me in 7 seconds of CC, and he only takes me down to a 15% health. He only takes me down 15% health. That's nothing. So after this, I start opening on him with Murder of Crows, and I explosive trap him far away from the ledge, and I just start going to town. He killing sprees. So he uses killing spree. Now, one of the biggest things that you have to keep in mind when playing against a rogue is making him waste cooldowns. Their cooldowns are very precious to him. I remember reading a lot of stuff about rogues when I made a rogue, like a rogue is nothing without their cooldowns. Well, think about that. If a rogue's nothing without their cooldowns, how can you make them waste it? Killing spree cannot be stopped. You can't stop him once he's done it, but you can prevent it by deterrencing. And look what happens when I deterrence. You wasted cooldowns. I gained 2% health. I gained 2% health during your cooldown. Like, come on. So I deterrence, and then I try to put him in a trap. He blinds me. I'm not sure why he blinded me. Maybe to reset. I'm not completely sure, but I think it was a really bad move. But my pet stays on him, and he just tries to run around my trap and try to hit me. But I'm not stupid, and I just make him eat the trap. So then I hit him. He deaths from above and comes after me. And then this is what I try to do. Another aspect to keep in mind is if a rogue is chasing you, make them feel kind of like they're going to get you. Like, don't just automatically just run away. If you want to get them, like, make them chase after you a little bit. It's like a little bit of cat and mouse, except like you're the cat with a big hunk of cheese and you're like, come on, come on. Just make them chase you a little bit, and this is what I want them to do. I want them to overextend, overcommit to trying to get to me. So he's trying to get to me. He hasn't popped Vanish. He's still doing his thing. He pops Smoke Bomb. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea at the time, but I explosive trap him out, and then I just keep doing damage to him. He's at 56% health, and he's trying to gain some sort of momentum. He pops Adrenaline Rush, Evasion, and Cloak of Shadows at the same time. I don't know why he does that, but personally, it's a bad move for him. Why? Because of that one rule that I told you about earlier. Watch this. I see that he does that, and what do? Meh, deterrence! Make him waste cooldowns. He totally wasted that cooldown. He wasted like 5 seconds of Adrenaline Rush, his entire Cloak of Shadows, and most of his evasion. So as you can see, he's got Adrenaline Rush. He's not doing anything with it, and I'm just kiting him around, or just kind of like hitting him around my my trap. Now, most like really excellent rogues aren't gonna blow cooldowns unless they're on top of you with a stun. But this rogue, he doesn't stun me before he pops his cooldowns, and that's a big mistake that a lot of people make, and a lot of rogues make. So keep that in mind. Like, most of the time when you're in BGs, they're going to be doing that. So just be aware of that. If they do use some sort of cooldown while you're in a stun, make sure to blow that trinket and deterrence. So, like, for example, well, let me rephrase that. If it's like killing spree AR, you might just have to just eat it and blow the trinket and blow the deterrence. So just keep that in mind. Like, you really don't want to eat a full stun with a rogue popping cooldowns on you. You just really don't want that to happen. That is getting into a bad lifestyle, man. It's a bad lifestyle. So here I go. I'm just kiting him, doing my thing, and I put him into a ice trap, and then I explosive shot him away. He tries to come up to me, gouges me. I'm not sure why. He runs away for a second. I don't know why. I think he's panicking at this point because he doesn't know what to do, because he's just taking too much heat. He is just dying at my fingertips, and now he's at 25% health. I freeze him. He has no trinket, so at this point it's over. I'm pretty confident, and I black arrow. I'm being pretty lax, and then I just start dumping aim shots, arcane shots into him. Just beep, 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 beep. He pops evasion, but it's a little too late. But check this out. This is what happens when you can't mitigate a... look at that. You see this? Look at that. He had no trinkets that he used, no cooldowns that he used. And no trinkets, no cooldowns that he had to use, and he just killing spreed me, just randomly, just boom, killing spree, because I guess it came up off cooldown, and he took me down from like 75% to looks like about 45%. So that's 30% of my health just gone, just like that, from one cooldown, and it can take you down a lot further if he had been using a little more wisely. So yeah, that's what a good duel versus a rogue is, especially when you're capitalizing on a lot of their mistakes. So make sure to capitalize on a lot of their mistakes, make them waste cooldowns, make them overcommit to you, and get them to follow you while you just kind of play cat and mouse with them. Make them think that they're going to kill you while you're secretly just blowing their brains apart, which I don't know how you can do that secretly, but I did it, so... Alright, so there's my video on how to duel or kite and kill and blow rogues right up. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like the style of the video too, how I pause and explain things and see how things were going. If you like that, or if you would like more improvement on that, or if you want like more variety, I have more footage. I mean, I have tons of more footage, but I want to keep the duration of the video short. So, I mean, if you're willing to sit there for like 20 minutes, let me know and I'll make a 20-minute video. So, one thing also to keep in mind, again, I just started playing survival, and I'll probably continue playing survival because it is looking mathematically like the best thing as the season goes on. It looks like just the best thing that I can do, and I think it's probably going to be like probably one of the best specs. So I'm just going to continue playing survival for quite some time. Another thing you might have noticed is that my gameplay might have seemed a little clunky. I noticed it myself because I watch myself play all the time. I know everybody watches me play all the time, but the main reason why it's a lot clunkier is I also, on top of being very uncomfortable with survival since I've never played it before until like 2 days ago, I also got rid of my mouse, which I actually got at Walmart for like 30 bucks, and I've had it for about a year. And it's actually a pretty good mouse. Like, I'm very satisfied with this mouse. Like, it's freaking good. But I wanted to try something else, and I went with this new like Razer Naga 12-button mouse, and it is like, holy crap, it's awesome, and I can tell it's going to be really great in the future. But right now, since I'm not used to it, it's very uncomfortable. I remember I was like charging at someone, and all of a sudden randomly I'm like disengaging. I'm like, what the frick? Why did you do that? And it's very sensitive, and on top of that, I'm just not used to all the buttons. So you can see that in the video, like I didn't binding shot because I'm sitting there pressing like 6, 6, 6, 6, and it's on 9, and I'm like, damn it, why didn't I, so that's kind of just another thing to keep in mind. So just go easy on me. I mean, I just got this thing. Give me some time. I just started playing survival, but things are going well, and hopefully now I'll also be making a video on key bindings that I used, maybe some more macro stuff. I'm not sure yet. I'll also be putting out a video on my add-ons, because I know I've been asked about what add-ons I use. And for my next video on the melee classes that I'm going to be covering is Warrior, particularly Fury Warrior. I'll be getting help from a B-Tag friend of mine who has been playing a lot of arenas with me, who's awesome to help me out so freaking much. So be on the lookout for that. Next video is going to be on Warriors. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, worldly concerns, I guess, post them in my video, and post them on this YouTube page, and I'll happily answer, or I'll happily address anything. On top of that, I'm always willing to take suggestions. Even if they're negative criticisms, they can always help me improve. I know I've had negative criticisms, and it's helped me grow my channel. So let me know what you think. I hope you have a wonderful day in the World of Warcraft. I hope you blow some heads up and have a good time. See you next time. You should be aware as a hunter that you can be silenced, and it will prevent you from casting some of your spells, like your traps.